Hey everyone, what up? Mad Kaiser here. And here we are, Balan Wonderworld. Now, as you guys know, that Balan Wonderworld was actually one of my top 5 anticipated games of this year. In fact, it came right around number 4. And of course, it's a game that I've been looking forward to ever since I've heard that Yuji Naka and some of the former Sonic team were working on this game, and it did look promising. So much so that they decided it was a good idea to give ourselves a demo of it on January 28th, and which was available on pretty much everything. So of course I was so excited about it, so I decided to pop on the demo. And how did it play? Well, let's start with the positives first before we get into, you know. One thing, right off the bat, I have to say that the pre-rendered cutscenes look absolutely fantastic. Like, oh my god, the CG looks gorgeous. Like, it's something similar to Dragon Quest XI's own CGI. Like, oh my god, so gorgeous. And to be honest, the music is phenomenal. Like, I honestly expected some great music as well as some fantastic character designs. And that's all I have to say about it. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let's just say that, oh boy, there's so much. As much as there's some things that work in this game, there's lots of things that don't work in Balan Wonderworld. One of the main issues is that they decided to map the action button onto almost every single button on your controller. And that means you can literally jump using the X, Y, B, or A button. Oh my god. So basically you can just play the game with just using one button. Like, you just have run and jump. But the jump feels so stiff and awkward. Second, there's the pace of the game. Oh my god, it's so goddamn slow. Like, Jesus Christ. Look, I'm not expecting it to be like Sonic levels of fast, but come on. Does it really have to be that so sluggish? Like, oh my god, it's putting me to sleep. And let's go with the other things that are wrong with it. The costumes. Now, on paper, they pretty much would work just fine. I mean, some platformers have power-ups. Mario and recently Crash 4 has them. But the way they're integrated doesn't really work that much, considering that you can only hold up to 3, and the one on the far bottom gets thrown away if you go out for a new costume, and it takes way too long to switch between them, and there's even one costume that literally takes your jump away. No joke, there's a costume that's a dragon, and what it does is remove the jump. It takes one thing that what platformers need, a jump function, so you can, jump on platforms. Other thing is that the enemies aren't well designed. In fact, they're laughably bad, both on the first level and on later levels that they gave us. And the boss. Oh my god, the first boss. The first boss is probably the most pathetic boss I've ever faced in all of video games. And I faced some really, really weak bosses, and I really faced against some weak bosses in other games, but this really takes the cake. Like, I understand it was meant to test the abilities you've learned by using those costumes, but it doesn't really feel that all that satisfying. Like, it takes only 3 hits to kill it. So damn easy. Other things that aren't great is the fact that, well, there's not that much platforming as there is puzzle solving. and it's not particularly challenging or difficult. I mean, sure, I understand it's meant to be for kids, but does it really have to be this brainless, this boring, all that stuff? But of course, let's get to what really pissed me off with this game, and that is the performance. I was playing this on my Xbox One S, and it seemed to be running fine until the lag drops happened, where I kid you not, the game felt like it was crashing or freezing the moment you did anything, and it took a damn time for it to actually come back and let me play the game. It's almost like someone was actually pulling the plug on Balan Wonderworld just a minute when I was trying to complete a level. It's honestly just ridiculous. Just, oh my god. I mean, this game had so much potential. Like, and I'm not gonna bitch about the graphics because I think they're just fine. Well, apart from the Switch version, looks like complete shit. But what's the? Well, there is at least a costume that reminds me of Sonic's Homing Attack, and the Tims are the most adorable thing ever. Like, oh my god, and they're basically like the Chow Garden. Look, they do have an idea. Like, they had all these great ideas. It's just when you put into the execution, it just does nothing but fall flat on its face. Every single time. And what really makes me sad about Hades is that there's been reports that Yuji Naka says that Square Enix is giving one chance to make a successful platformer. And not only that, is that the release date of the full game is coming on March 26, the same time as Monster Hunter Rise. And this game is going to cost you about nearly $90 in Australia. All of this really makes me scared about what to think about it. Like, it really makes me sad. Like, oh my god, like, it's like Balan Wonderworld was doomed from the very start. Like, the moment they said that they gave them one chance to do it, and if this game doesn't get and if this game goes up the way it is in the demo, then I don't think Yuji Naka will get another chance of making another platformer. And the fact that it's already gone against Monster Hunter Rise, ultimately it's gonna die the moment it just is released, because Monster Hunter Rise has got a lot more hype than ever. Like, that game has got a lot of hype, and it's most likely gonna sell a million times more than Balan Wonderworld. Like, I think lots of people will play that game over this one. And honestly, just the price, like, oh my god, like, this game is not worth that kind of money. Now, what could they do to at least improve it? Now, of course, a lot of us say that it's best if they delay the game to fix all these things, but thing is, if they're going to do so, then they're gonna have to do a complete overhaul on the overall design of it. Like, they're gonna have to, like, redesign lots of things to, make it better, because what we got now, like, all the level design, all the gimmicks, they're all tied to the design of what the demo is now. So they're gonna have to, like, revamp everything, maybe even start from scratch, and that's gonna cost them a lot of money. I think they probably pretty much spent all the money they had on the CG cutscenes. Like, oh my god, this game. Look, I'm not saying that this game is absolute trash, but this has to be one of the worst demos I ever come across. This is actually right up there with the Avengers beta, and I think the Avengers beta is more interesting than Balan Wonderworld, because with that game, yes, while it was so unbelievably bad, but it was hilarious. Like, all the bugs, glitches, frame drops, they at least made it entertaining, as well as as the generic dialogue. But with this game, I really can't really laugh at it or anything on how bad it is. Like, honestly, I'm more bored than I could ever give it credit for. Like, oh my god. To think I was so hyped for this game, and honestly, the fact that a lot of people are having the same issues really goes against on why we're really hyped for this game. Like, honestly, the hype, it used to be somewhere like on a considerable level. Like, I don't think on a very high level, but on a considerable level. But now it's non-existent. Like, the hype just whoosh away right out of the window. Like, honestly, this game had so much potential, and honestly, I'm so disappointed. So the only thing I have hope is that Yuji Naka and Square Enix actually look at our feedback and hopefully delay the game, like, how long they ever want to, as long as they can at least just rework it so we can have a much better experience. Because if they don't do that, if they release the game and it plays just like how the demo was, then honestly it's gonna flop. It's gonna flop so hard. Like, Square Enix aren't gonna get a lot of money back. It's gonna be another disaster since Quiet Man and the Avengers. Like, oh my god. So yeah, I'm gonna have to throw off Balan Wonderworld and put Trails of Cold Steel 4 for PC as my fourth anticipated game for this year. But honestly, guys, what did you guys think? Did you guys think Balan Wonderworld should be delayed? Did you like the demo? Did you enjoy the demo? Like, look, honestly, guys, if you guys enjoy the demo, more power to you. But this doesn't. It's not for me, man. Like, oh my god. Like, I really don't think I don't feel like buying the full game. And to be honest, putting it for $89 it really feels like a crime. Like, that, it's not worth them kind of money. So yeah, that's about me rambling on about how disappointed I was with Balan Wonderworld. But what did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy this demo better than I did? Do you not like it? Do you think it should be delayed? Do you think Yuji Naka and Square Enix are in big trouble? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. So punch that like button, drop down a comment, and click that subscribe button if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Mad Kaiser out.